Hello there everybody and welcome to a brand spanking new Let's Play. And this one has been in the works for, I guess you could say, quite a while, considering the fact that it's been, well, a long time. Not only since I've done anything related to BioShock. We're going to play on hard because why not? It's not that bad, I promise. 1999 mode is pretty hard though, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yes, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time since we've been in the universe of something akin to BioShock, right? And this was one of the games that I was wanting to do in this whole, like, shooter, quote-unquote, marathon idea. And this is just kind of knocking out two stones with one bird. Or, I mean, two birds with one stone. I keep doing that. I keep getting it wrong every single time. I don't know how I keep doing that. Anyway, I want to just kind of give, just to start it off, talk about my opinions and feelings about BioShock Infinite. For those that don't know, well, a long time ago, I kind of always didn't really know what my favorite game was. For a while, I would say things like, oh, it's Crash, oh, it's Spyro. But then I just eventually, for a long period of time, and still do, by proxy, BioShock is my favorite game of all time. And when I say that, I mean BioShock 1. I did not play it on its actual release date. I didn't play it back in 2007. I didn't have an Xbox, and I didn't have a PC that would run it. I'm pretty sure. We could run Fear. But something tells me there's no way in hell I was going to be able to run BioShock on that son of a bitch. Even then, I got the PS3 copy, and I loved it ever since. I platinumed it, I got the remastered version, I've got plenty of copies of BioShock. I even have the original Windows copy of BioShock with its case and everything. It's really great. However, 2 came out, and I pre-ordered it. I loved the multiplayer. You can still technically kind of play it today. It's, well, possibly a little harder to do that, but still. Loved the multiplayer, and at first thought the campaign was okay. But then over time, I started to kind of just not care for it, right? After a while, I started to falter, I guess you could say, when it came to BioShock 2 campaign runs. I was like, I'm not really sure if I like this one. Yeah, I'll get the plat for it, but that's about it, right? And then along comes this cool little trailer, and it looks awesome. And I was like, whoa, look at this crazy, weird, new BioShock game we're getting. And man, does it look good. This was the original trailer. And of course, back then it did state that this is just a demo thing or an alpha. This is not reflective of actual gameplay. But as a dumb kid, I didn't pay attention to that and didn't care. I thought this was what we were going to get. The trailer that we saw was exactly what we were going to have. Lo and behold, the game comes out in 2013. I get it. Around that time period. I don't remember if I pre-ordered Infinite or not. I don't know. I think I did. Either way, I bought I bought BioShock Infinite on PS3. Played through it. I got the plat and everything eventually. However, I was very just annoyed with it. I didn't like it. I thought the gameplay was okay, but I hated a lot of it. I hated Elizabeth. I hated the story. I liked Booker, but I just hated the characters. And again, especially Elizabeth, because Elizabeth blew up. And I guess, yeah, because like she just blew up in the cultural zeitgeist that was going around at the time. She was like a big cosplay character now all of a sudden, and I never found her that interesting at all in the story. I honestly thought she was kind of whiny and just really annoying, and I didn't like this whole retconning BioShock stuff or whatever. Well, I call it retconning, but there's this whole, like, the ending scene and all that stuff, and it talks about all this crazy crap and yada yada yada, and I was not a fan of it. Let's just say that, well, I mean, I like Elizabeth's design. I think she looks cute and all that stuff. I think she can be kind of a nice character, but I don't know. Nowadays, by the way, my feelings for BioShock Infinite hatred have have waned. So do not fret. I do not hate this game anymore like I did before. My opinions have changed. I'm okay with things. Life has moved on since then. Nobody talks about Elizabeth nearly as much. I just thought that the whole story and like everyone kept praising this one and saying that BioShock 1 sucked dick in comparison, that this was better than BioShock 1, yada yada yada. You know, when that's your favorite game, it really pisses you the hell off. Same thing happened with Persona 3, actually. Persona 3 is one of my top 10 favorite games. However, it's my brother's favorite game. And then you get games like P4 that come out and everyone just starts dogging on P3, saying that it's nasty and it's bad and yada yada. And then, of course, P5 comes out and they go back and just start shitting on P4 and 3. And then P4 and 3 fans are like, let's just hang out at this point because, yeah. And then, you know, wait until P6 comes out and then P6 people are going to start hating on P5, saying that one's trash and that one's old and archaic. And then P5 fans will have to join the crowd and be like, all right, come on in, you know, because welcome aboard. We all know what it feels like, man. And I wouldn't doubt if P3 fans most likely probably hated on P1 and 2. I have tried to play P1 the best I can, and I've tried multiple times. I suck. You know, it is archaic as hell, but you know, it's got some charm to it, no problem. Still have yet to really go through 2, but that's talking about Persona stuff. We're talking about BioShock right now, right? So anyway, back then, I guess you could consider my hatred of BioShock Infinite was that of like, you know, when you're sitting in a drive-thru and it's got like a dual drive-thru thing, like one person orders on this side and the other person orders on that side, and then you get there first and you're waiting in line for like 20 minutes. You get your order in, the line in front of you just not moving ever, and the guy next to you, this thinly bearded dude, who just decides to show up and he gets his order in, and as soon as the line moves, he just jumps right in and cuts right in front of you. As soon as you're trying to move up a little bit, but you're too nice, you know, that kind of thing. And it just sends this level of just absolute hatred through your body. You're like, you know what? I fucking hate the world. That's what I felt like when BioShock Infinite kind of came out. And looking back at it now, I was really cringe about that. But yeah, it's hard to exactly fully 100% explain what really pissed me off, though. That's the thing. It was mostly just like this weird sort of like fuck BioShock 1 type thing that was going on. And that was getting kind of old and really annoying. Now get this. So for a while, I didn't really like BioShock 2 that much either. And then I think it was like this year, I believe, too. I started just playing BioShock 2 because I started getting more copies of BioShock on, like, you know, Switch. I got the Switch collection and all that, and I think I decided to play it on, what did I play it on? I played it twice this year, I'm pretty sure. It might have been on PC. I can't remember, because there was like certain copies of BioShock 2 that I had that, I think it was Xbox. It might have been Xbox. Either way, wherever I played it at, I ended up just, for some reason, it just clicked, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love BioShock 2. I love BioShock 2. It's so good. And to talk about BioShock Infinite, I don't know when the threshold of me changing came about. I would say probably like 5-6 years ago. Because like I just stopped kind of thinking about it. It just kind of left my brain. I mean, there was no reason to keep hating on a game that I essentially just... Let me move up here real quick. That I essentially just don't care too much to play that often anyway, so what's the point? There's no reason to give this unwarranted hatred towards something that I barely even mess with anyway anymore. I just don't think about it. Sorry. And then, you know, like, I don't know exactly when my opinions fully changed, but I can tell you that, without a doubt, like, I've always kind of enjoyed the gameplay a little bit, and the more I do play the game, the more I tend to kind of enjoy it more, because I do understand how the game functions. Like, the game itself plays pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the 2-weapon system compared to the arsenal of weapons that you can get back in the original games. You know, I'm not a fan of the whole modern take of BioShock Infinite having to change completely everything around to fit that modern gaming type, well, sensibility or whatever. You know, just changing things that really didn't need to be changed. Modern gaming just is a blight on humanity at this point. But either way, even though you only have 2 guns, I don't mind the sprint. I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me. It's one of those... I can go on about the sprinting thing because, like, I bitched about that in Persona 3 Reload. I feel like there was no point to have that. They just kind of shoehorned it in because P5 had it, and I was like, you didn't have to do that because back then levels were made to accommodate for speed. You do realize that, right? Like, just... I guess I'll have to talk about that too, won't I? Either way, the 2-weapon system doesn't bother me that much as people might possibly think that it would. It really doesn't. It didn't really bother me that much back then. Well, you know, I say that, but I don't remember. It probably did. It probably did have an effect to some extent. However, in retrospect, the 2-weapon system, you can still upgrade your weapons, and you can keep those upgrades. It's not as if, like, if I switch a weapon, you know, the upgrades are just gone magically or whatever. There's still an upgrade system to kind of have. Look at this. Free hot dog. You don't have to pay any money for it, as far as I'm aware. I keep getting these hiccups. Sorry about that. I did just eat, so yeah, I ate shit. I ate like shit again, because that's what I do. There should be a voxophone, so okay, maybe not. By the way, most of the time when I play BioShock, people have probably noted that I typically like to 100%, or at least get all the diaries or whatever for BioShock 2. Well, this is going to be one of those rare cases of I'm not doing that. I have completely changed my design in terms of, like, Let's Play formula anyway. Okay, so both Control and C allow you to crouch. I have, you know, I've changed my Let's Play formula quite extensively in the past few years. So even then, actually, to be fair, even regardless of doing that, there's that sign. I'm not even going to bother, like, I probably wouldn't even bother with 100% regardless. I'm not, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not super familiar with everything all the time. I don't have everything locked in my brain of where it's hiding at. Hell, last time I played BioShock 2, I missed, like, a couple of Power to the People stations. I was pissed. I was like, what the hell? How can I miss them? I should know where some of them are at. At the very least, like, you only need, like, 14 of them. It shouldn't be that hard to find, and I still messed it up. But BioShock 1, though, you take me back to BioShock 1. That could be foreshadowing, but you take me back to BioShock 1, and I got you covered. I'm like, I know where that's at, I know where that's at, I know where that's at. Don't worry, I got you covered. What else was I going to bring up? So, yes, to talk about a topic about BioShock. If you guys are not familiar, I know I talk about it quite often, but I am really proud of this channel existing. But Hardcore Guides is my secondary channel. You can find it on my channel page in the description. You can find it there. Anyway, so on that channel, I like to play games on hard and beat games on hard. Correct? And BioShock was, of course, my first one I did. I did BioShock Survivor No Vita Chambers, which basically means, for those that are not aware of how that works, it's essentially the hardest difficulty setting, but yet you can't come back to life when you die. You have to use a save state for that. But you can save the game at any time, so it's not like it's a big deal. And there's also autosaves too, so like if anything gets really bad, you'll just restart level at that point, and it's not a big problem. BioShock 2 had the same thing. It had hard no Vita Chambers. Okay, fine. Vita Chambers actually do make a return in BioShock Infinite to an extent, but we'll probably never talk about it much. Or we probably won't get to see it as often. It might happen maybe once or twice. I am playing on hard, so it's always a possibility that I could end up dying. But basically what will happen is you'll spend money to come back to life. And money in this game is important, considering the fact that it upgrades health. It upgrades, not health. It upgrades your weapons and your plasmids. Well, vigors, however you want to pronounce it. I always pronounced it Vigor. I don't know if that's... I believe the correct term is actually vigor, if I'm not mistaken. But that word scares me, I guess. But anyway, so... Oof. Regardless, 1999 mode with no dollar machine was my third BioShock hardcore in guide that I did a long time ago. And honestly, 1999 mode's not that difficult when you know how the game functions anyway. You can kind of cheese 1999 mode a little bit. There's there's mechanics in this game called gear, and that specific said gear, there's one where if you eat food or anything that gives you health, you'll get invincibility for like 5 seconds or so. And it's perfect for like the final boss fight stuff. By the way, spoilers all around. I'll probably talk about spoilers in every game. I know there was people that got pissed off at me for spoiling BioShock 2. And it's like, dude, that's like, that game came out in like 2010. For fuck's sake. Who cares? Like, I understand. Look, I get it. You know, there are things that I've never seen that I don't want to be spoiled by. But if it's old enough, I don't have an excuse at that point. Like, if you're going to tell me, it's like, well, you might as well, I guess. By the way, I don't think you can pick up that voxophone. I don't think you can. Real quick, I want to make this noted that I have BioShock Infinite obviously on Steam. You'll probably see some Steam achievements pop up. We saw one earlier. Don't mind those. The reason why I don't have the Steam achievements is I've never actually beaten Infinite on Steam yet. This is my first time. Well, I had a save file, but this is actually my first time planning on actually going through the entire game. I have beaten the game on Xbox. I've beaten it on Switch, I'm pretty sure. I've beaten it, of course, back on PS3. I beat it back on PS4 when we had the collection come out, and I don't think I beat the DLC. I didn't beat all of it. I beat Burial at Sea 1. I guess that you know, we can talk about that real quick. Let's get that elephant out of the room. Am I going to do Burial at Sea? Probably not. I genuinely wouldn't expect me to do it. Like, unironically, I don't think it's probably going to happen. Hold on. Oh, I'm like, how do you fucking plasmid in this one? It's like, well, you dumb shit. You got to right click. And I'm pretty sure the game told me, and I was not paying attention. You can easily tell I was not paying attention to this type of stuff. But yeah, another thing that I'm going to admit that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to BioShock Infinite. Well, I'm actually not. Oh, sorry, my arm is in a lot of pain. Oh, God. For a while, I didn't really like the Lutesses. I thought they were kind of annoying and just, I don't know, just annoying. But, nah, they're fine. You know, I don't mind them nowadays, but they're alright. Anyway, so, yeah, never beat the Steam version, so we got that to deal with. But another thing I don't like about BioShock Infinite, the thing I was going to talk about a second ago before I got off topic, is actually the fact that, like, this beginning intro scene is relatively... It's not long, but I don't like having these walkie-talkie section type things. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of that. This, I believe, is our dollar bill machine. Basically, what you can do here is you just buy stuff. It's your vending machine of the BioShock Infinite game. So if you want to buy stuff on the go, there you go. You will never need to ever use it ever. It is almost entirely pointless to have this thing, considering the fact that food and all sorts of objects are around the map everywhere at all time. It is an incredible waste of money. I don't recommend it. Even on 1999 mode, where they basically have an achievement where you have to beat the entire game without using one, I would assume that at that point, it's like, yeah, why would you bother? Now, something I guess I can talk about real quick is, what are my hopes for BioShock 4? Well, back then, I thought the idea of it being in the clouds was one of the sickest ideas ever. Because to me, BioShock doesn't have to take place in Rapture, as long as you make it work. And arguably, I'd say that they did make it work. What the... Oop. Not mean to do that. They did, for the most part, make it work. For the most part. You know, I think that this game could have been better if it had more time in the fridge. Sorry, in the oven. I don't know why I said that. I'm like an alien at this point. Like, I'm starting to think I am. I can't talk like normal humans now. I can't speak like normal human. So now I sound all weird. Either way, the concept of it's neat, but I feel like they could have easily done maybe some more with it. I can't exactly specify exactly what. I'm not really a game dev, and as crazy as it sounds, I don't think I'm that creative in order to make things happen. Alright, here we go. Are we allowed to do it right now? Or, yeah, because we can't go anywhere. There we go. This scene is very controversial, so don't hate on me. I didn't make this scene. Actually, it's still kind of weird because, of all things, you would think that I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I don't give a shit. You know, to me, it's just a video game. But I'm not lying when I say that these scenes do make me feel uncomfortable a little bit. You know what I mean? I still feel a little uncomfortable with this type of stuff. But I think that, I mean, it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't know why, in God's name, they even decide to give us an option to throw the ball, you know, or not, or whatever. Alright, let's take a look here. What am I going to hit? Well, the thing is, YouTube wants me to hit the obvious button. But maybe I want to hit the different button. Oh, I have to hit Q or E. Alright. Well, to be fair, I would have picked E anyway. I don't like this guy. He's kind of a douche. Ain't that Fink anyway? This part's always kind of weird because, like, it's so undermining. Not that stuff happening in the background. I'm talking about this whole, like, cops trying to get us, trying to kill us. The mob are trying to, you know, come after us type thing. That whole deal, like, with this scenario, like, compared to what we saw in the trailer, it's like, my God, you know, I wish... Oop. Sorry. I have a hard time hitting V, because you can probably tell, like, I don't really play a lot of, I don't know, I like having my stuff set to certain things, I guess. And this is definitely one of those where it's like V, I don't feel like is very good. But here's your melee combat. Yeah, in comparison to what the wrench was, or even the drill, it's like, it's suitable, it works. But, hey, I got that achievement already. I guess I had like 19 kills in my original playthrough, I guess. Sometimes these guys just die. Just by one singular melee hit. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that happens for it, but it is what it is. How do you actually aim in? Wait. Oh, of course you do. Oh, it's Z. Or it's mouse click. And my other buttons don't do anything. I don't have them set yet. I mean, I could just set the other buttons, like the mouse 4 and 5 to something else. By the way, every vending machine can be attacked with a possession. And you'll get some money out of it. So I would recommend you do that. Where'd you come from, big guy? Obviously the skyhook. I like to do this before I start anything crazy. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing a lot of my quote-unquote guide type thing, because when you play a game like this, I guess you could argue for a while, or I should say enough, and you've done a guide of it before, you kind of get in that mood where it's like, yeah, I can still kind of vibe with the guide setting, I guess. I still kind of feel like sometimes I end up doing that on accident or on purpose or whatever, but yada yada yada. At this point, I'm just yapping my blab. Hey, fucking hit me! Told you could do that. How am I this bad at like shooting up close, but whenever I'm aiming in from far away, like in Cultic, I can just almost nail a shot like every time. Also, V is the default. I don't have shields yet. I should be careful about that. I should actually watch my health. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, yeah, I could go to the vending machine and do that whole thing, but no. I like to sometimes just possess this ass wipe, and if I'm going to take him out, I'm just going to do it this way, because fuck these guys. But to be fair, honestly, I mean, at this point, I might as well just, you know, let him kill whatever. I may have to buy something, because I'm running out of stuff. I have no health. I've got no salts. I don't know where this asshole's at. Because there's just some random douchebag shooting at me, and I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's one. Yeah, by the way, just like in our fan favorite games known as BioShock 1 and 2, enemies will actually drop containers after death that usually contain things, and those things will disappear after you've collected them. And it's really nice to have that happen. Oh, come on, that's bullshit! Oh, I am so fucking dead. Where are you going, pussy ass? There we go. Okay, good. I wanted to get him killed because I'm gonna have to deal with this crap in a second. Oh, he's gonna fire off. I just know it. Try my best to make sure that I don't get... I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go buy health for once. My God, there is something incredibly wrong with me. Yeah, that's like the first time I think I've done that since like I originally played the game. Holy moly. Because again, there's no real reason to ever do it unless you really just need something that bad. But even then, it's like, eh. Did I really just do that? I had aim assist on everything. Oh yeah, real quick. So BioShock 4. What would I personally want for BioShock 4? This might sound strange, but I wouldn't mind the idea of maybe like an underground type thing, because we've already done water, underwater. We've done sky. You could say, well, what about space? And honestly, that's basically what Ken Levine's doing in this next game. He's doing that Judas game, and it's essentially just a BioShock System Shock successor. You know, all the same. It's definitely gonna be a BioShock successor, no doubt. By the way, yes, I know about System Shock. Don't worry, I know. I do own System Shock, but I've never beaten them. I feel like they're kind of hard. And it's just like people say with System Shock 1. System Shock 2 is pretty cool, but I also suck at that game too. But 1 is pretty much, it's not even a game. You're just playing an OS, you're just playing an operating system. And I totally 100% agree with that, because like that's what it feels like sometimes. It's like, god damn, there's so much wonky shit. By the way, you cannot sprint left or right. There's no there's strafing, obviously, of course, like I'm doing that right now. However, there's no actual I thought it said shitter enemies for a second. There is no, like, you can't just run left and right, and I hate that. There's some games that you can do that with, and it's great. But if you're gonna give me a sprint button, allow me to run in every direction, no matter what I'm running through, I guess. Even though most people probably want to run backwards, but eh. Speaking of that sprinting thing, I guess I can finish the topic that I was bringing up earlier about Persona. I don't think anybody wants to hear it, but I might as well, just because, you know, why not, right? So basically, Persona 3, and I could use BioShock as an example just to kind of bring it up later. So pretty much... Oh, I forgot. Wait, how do you switch Plaz? Uh-oh. How... I need to find out the controls here, because how the fuck do you switch stuff? I don't know. Is my mouse sensitivity really that low? And I still have a hard time doing things? Let's see. Oh, it's on Q. Wait, hold on. What? That was in the numbers. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, okay. It is just the numbers. It's the numbers, Mason. These assholes go. But if you hit Q, it will actually quick switch. So I like that. I like that. So what does E do? Nothing? Anyway. So I basically essentially grew up playing P3. I guess you could say P3 FES more specifically. And, you know, I love that game a lot, right? Like, but the things that they changed in Reload are just essentially, for me, what I see it as. I don't think it's a bad game. I just see the changes as, like, unnecessary for a game like this. But it's almost like one of those things where they only do it because if they didn't do it, people would expect them to do it. And they would want them to probably do it. So, what they... Okay, so, like, P5 comes out and it introduces the ability to sprint in Persona. Sprint was made for Persona 5, and it works fine in Persona 5 because the dungeons are designed around the ability to run, right? Now, here's where things get a little bit quirky at night, okay? So, hear me out. So, in a game like P3, P3 back then, there was no sprint button or nothing. The levels were laid out in a way where you can get around the levels without having to run anywhere. You were already, I guess you could say, in full sprint. Oh, thank God I got that achievement. Thank fuck. I think the game's just giving me achievements. Like, it's doing that thing that Steam sometimes does, where all of a sudden it's like, hey, we don't know why, but you have these now. I'm like, okay, I will take them. I don't know what I could have done to get them, but I will take them. Wait a minute, this is fucking wrong. No, I mean, this is the normal version, sure, but like, what the hell? Which version is it that has, what the fuck? Because there's, oh, I don't know. One of the BioShock Infinite versions, like the remastered one, like the fully remastered one, has an entire room of this stuff filled with infusions. So why are we going back to why does Steam version not have that then? I am confused. Look at it. Okay, yeah, something's broken. My Steam achievement thing is broken. I have destroyed it completely. I don't really care either way. I mean, if they give me everything, then fine, so be it. But oh well. I don't mind as much. Don't bother me much right now. So back in like Persona 3, like yeah, you can run around and get around because like the game was designed with that. Like the levels were already small enough that they were compact, right? You can get through things and all that. So with Reload, it's like, oh, well, we're just gonna make these we're gonna make Tartarus gigantic and add a sprint button because people are familiar with sprinting because they got familiar with it when it came to Persona 5. So we'll add this seemingly unnecessary thing that wasn't even in the original game to the remake of it. I mean, it's a remake, so you could give the argument of like, well, Alex, it's a remake. You know, they're gonna want to remake it, dumbass. So like them adding things makes sense because that's the point of a remake. And sure, no, I get it. I'm not trying to disagree with the idea that it's a remake or whatever. I'm not trying to say that having sprint is actually a terrible thing. It's just that it's kind of just, I don't know. It is a different game, to be fair, at the end of the day. Like, I consider it a different game. But it's one of those things where you didn't have to make a sprint. You could have just made the levels compact, and then we wouldn't have to run. But then again, that's the problem, right? The problem is we would have to run because modern games call for modern systems. And sprinting is a modern system that basically every game seems to want to have. Look, I don't hate sprinting systems or whatever. I'm not trying to say that. All I'm trying to say is that it's not necessary in every game, and I come from a time period where, well, you know, we didn't really have to bother with that type of stuff. Call me a boomer or whatever, but that's true. Like, we had games that, like Quake and Doom, where the levels were designed around you, the player. They were designed to be easy enough. Oh, that's what E's for. They're designed to, you know, get through it at a reasonable pace or whatever. Something like that, I guess. You know, that kind of thing. I feel like games back then were designed purposefully. And nowadays, I feel like they're designed with a different idea in mind. Rather than trying to be a level that the player can run through and speedrun or have fun with, they just feel like now, because of how games have grown, it's only specifically for just telling a story. Like, there's art, you know, in level design. And then there's, like, things like this, which just... This is not bad level design or anything like that, but... Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's here, I'm doing a thing, and that's about it to me. It's just like, I'm just doing the shooter thing. You know, I'm just shooting and scooting and booting along. And I don't know. Look, again, my complaints are just unnecessary and absolutely stupid and based on practically nothing besides just complete biases toward things. So just take that with a grain of salt of what I'm saying. If you agree with me, that's fine, but just keep in mind that come up with your own opinion and don't worry about what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is absolutely stupid and should not be taken to heart. Like, all the time. God damn! Gotta wait it out because I am losing health and I have no ammo. Well, I do. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. Oh, for crying aloud. If you see that little light, you know for a fact that he's there. I mean, I could try chugging a devil's kiss at his ass. Thought so. So, let's talk about comparisons. Possession's a thing that's completely new. Absolutely amazing. Amazing vigor. It's... Vigor. It's an amazing tool. No doubt about it. It's a really good, useful... Fuck it, plasmid. It's a fucking good plasmid. I'm tired of saying vigor. It's annoying. Look, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, I prefer plasmid. That's what I know and love. I'm sorry. It's a little douchey. I get it, but... Fuck it. That's what we're going to call them. Just in case. You know, we don't want to slip up the tongue, right? Just saying. By the way, there is optional things you can do, like keys and stuff. But we don't have the key to get in this damn chest just yet. Because I don't know where it's at. I don't remember where it's at. No, I want to click on thing. I want to click on thing. I mean, it could be like in the house. I don't remember dead offhand. I couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you where it's at. Hello. Hello, good sir. Hello. Fancy running into you here. Where the fuck was that key again, anyway? I have no idea. I could kill him. You can. You can kill people. You can kill them and they'll die. It can happen. Sorry about flipping my thing around so fast. My mouse sensitivity is, well, off the charts. But I'm kind of used to it at this point, so it doesn't matter to me very much. It doesn't hurt my feelings too much at all, really. Someone's going to get sick watching this, like, ugh, please stop. Look, my mouse sensitivity is turned down. Well, my in-game sensitivity is turned down, but I don't think the game... Why didn't I just get that achievement like 10 seconds ago? Yeah, this thing is busted. It just keeps giving me the same achievements, it seems like. Oh, well. That's going to be annoying this playthrough. I don't want to... Alright, so... Not every situation needs a fight. Okay. Can do. If you do shoot, the cops will come, and they will come after you. So if you want to kill and get money, well, how else do you think I'm going to be able to do it? Wait, what'd that say? I could... Oh, okay. I hate when this game does this sometimes, where it just doesn't pick up the money when I ask it to. It's really annoying. Wait, wasn't there a secret thing, like, behind, like, a painting or something? No, wait, there's a bookshelf you can move. It might have been a bookshelf back in the old house. It might be, I don't know. I can't remember. For that key, I don't... Yeah, see, this is the thing, though. Like, I do not dead offhand remember where that damn key is located. I'm sure it's going to irritate somebody, but I apologize ahead of time. I just don't know, but I'll check. Yeah. It's not a Let's Play if I don't just waste time, right? Well, there's bookshelves here, but none of them should be it. I think it's... Maybe the grandfather clock. Nope. Oh, for fuck's sake. I keep getting clipped on walls. Well, this is the room with the key, or with the chest. I don't know. There's like no secret bookshelves, nothing, I don't know. Oh well. I forget where it's at, and like I said, I'm sorry. I know I should be better than this, but I'm not. But hey, we're getting through it now. Also, that thing about like the game being kind of slow at the start, I still feel like that's somewhat true, but it's not really that bad, all things considered. When you really kind of just map out the time it takes before you get to the action, it's quite reasonable, to be completely honest with you. It's not really that bad. Like, it certainly didn't take me very long to get to this point. You know, I'm able to shoot things. I'm able to destroy people, you know. I'm able to do things like that. Yeah, you don't have to shoot civilians, because they usually don't drop anything, but, at least shoot these assholes. No doubt. Oh my fucking god. It just keeps giving me... Wait, maybe it's giving me achievements for, like, both the remastered version and the regular version, but... I don't know. This will be one of the strangest things that's ever happened in my Let's Play history, which is not technically true. I think I've had weirder. Hell, the very day that I tried recording Banjo-Kazooie was the same damn day that my dad decided to come over at the same second. And it's like, dude, I just started recording Banjo-Kazooie. What? Like, I'm trying to get these things done. Well, I didn't say that. I wasn't being mean about it. It was just like, I was like, well, I can't record now. Good thing I just started, wasn't been recording. Like, yeah, I can edit things out, but I don't know. It's more of a pain in the ass to do it that way. Look, I sound like an ungrateful little shit, I know, but I will actually stop the recording if somebody is there or needs my help. I'm not that type of guy, I promise. It just, that was one of those funny incidents of like, oh, you decide to show up at the very second that I basically start the recording, or close to. Like, I don't think I was even done with, you know, Spiral Mountain just yet by the time that, okay, he's not. You know what? I never knew that, actually. I never knew that this guy could be immune to possession. I didn't know that. But I guess it makes sense, because he's kind of a heavy hitter, so. Fucking asswipe. They usually drop lockpicks, and sometimes, most of the time, drop health and stuff. So, if you need to get health back, kill a heavy hitter, and you'll probably end up getting it. And turrets typically drop ammo for stuff, like usually machine gun. Ugh, fuck! I accidentally right-clicked. Like a moron. Like, my finger actually just hit the thing, and I'm like, god damn it. Yeah, I'm not done here yet. Let's switch to Devil, so that way I don't waste possession. If it happens again, I don't want to waste a possession. Because I like having those around so I can use them on the machines, of any machine, so I can get stuff out of them. What do you mean, loot crate? What are you talking about? Loot crate. Oh, see, because I would have missed that. And we can't upgrade anything just yet. We have to wait a while. It's annoying, I know, but hey, that door's open. Pretty cool, right? God, son of a bitch! Stop getting stuck on stuff. God damn, dude. All right, well, next area coming up right now, and we could just call that an episode. Actually, as much as I hate to do that, I am having fun. Don't worry, I'm having a blast playing. I do like BioShock Infinite quite enough to say that... Oh, wait, I forgot that this is not a transition level. Ugh. By the way, I'm thinking about adding on a couple other games to that shooter list. Maybe RE7 and maybe RE8 while I'm at it. So for those that are wondering about that, you fucking asswipe. Hey, I didn't pull a gun on him first, he did. So in all fairness, that was his fault. By the way, you cannot dual wield in this game. Even though, like, in all technicality, dual wielding would be considered, well, the obvious, using plasmids and using... Where are you? What the fuck hit me? The damn crows did? Am I dumb? It looked like something attacked me. I mean, I know that's a thing. Oh, of course. Why do you guys always decide to hide, and then the very moment that I turn around, there you are? You guys suck dick. And not in the good way. Not in the tasty, delicious way. I already got that fucking achievement. Why you keep giving me the same achievement, game? Oh yeah, you can get drunk in this game. Just like you can in the original games. However, of course, it eats up your salt. So, watch out. Still find it weird that they call it salt and not Eve. I mean, I don't mind that. I think that's actually a pretty good naming for it. I don't mind that one bit. But it's kind of funny that health is just straight up just called just health. But then again, I mean, it was also called health back in the day too. And well, it just makes sense because like that's the most arguably decisive way to figure out like, yeah, that's a thing. Catch. Like I say, that should blow up anytime soon. And it took a little bit, but it did. It got its blowies out. So, all right. Now we have to deal with a cult of people here. Boop. Wait, that's a lot more people than that should have been. I could have sworn I killed you, asswipes. Oh yeah. Plasmids have two different ways of working. So if you charge it up, you can activate certain extra abilities on it. So keep that in mind. What the fuck? Again, just getting shot and not having an inch of an idea where the hell I got shot from. Fuck you, bitch. Shooting me. Fuck you. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna go for shields, probably for, like, most of it. I think we should just upgrade shields. Oh, here's that damn key. Oh. Are you kidding me? It was all the way back here? You know, it's kind of far, right? I mean, I just really don't want to have to go all the way back in a few... Yeah, alright, fine. I'll do that. Now, for these videos, I want to make them 45 minutes, but if we need to stretch as much as my asshole does, then I'm fine with the idea of doing that. But I'm going to try not to. I know people tend to get kind of a little bit annoyed when I make long sessions or whatever. Not everybody does, but there are people out there that don't tend to like that type of stuff, and I get it. But I like doing it sometimes, so that's just my thing. But I'm comfortable with doing 45. It's just my thing. You know, it's definitely... Well, I didn't come up with it. I'm just saying, like, it's definitely my thing that I just... Oh yeah, if you go back, there's this asswipe, I guess. Maybe a few more too, probably. Unless he was just one I left behind. Yeah, I guess they do kind of... They don't really respawn. I think it's just like, oh, I got the key. Oh, I got the bird. And now I gotta... You know... I have to fight my way back, technically speaking. Yes, melee is really nice. And there is a gear later that you can get where I think it lets you, like, you know, lifesteal. So, that'd be kind of nice to have. Alright, we'll run back to the optional chest. I'll go grab that. And then we'll just call it a video. And then I'll probably, maybe possibly either go back to working on cultic videos for a little bit. I might do another cultic real fast. Because, you know, that needs to be kind of done. And, or I could just do another episode of BioShock. But I'm not going to lie, I'm getting a little worn out. But then again, it's kind of late at night. So, I mean, that's going to happen. Yes, I want more shield. Alright. Anyway, I hate to do it, but I'm going to call it here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time for some more BioShock Infinite. And of course, as always, take care. Whoa. Take care, everybody.